Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny. This video is a quick update and a stock to watch this week. This is stock market analysis for the week of September 17th, 2018. If you would like to receive interweek updates, go to www.attackthemarkets.com and sign up there. Join the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. If you like what you hear, two things. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. That's actually two things, but here's two more things. Hit subscribe and then smash that bell so you're always updated when a new video is put up on the channel. Okay, so last week I talked about the market continuing to pull back a little bit. I thought maybe it was going to see some symmetry, go down about this length, which would be equal to this length in June. Instead, no. We came above this high that I said we had to watch. We broke above it, but then closed below it. Then the next day we opened back below it, but then boom, we got the push up. We did not hit the new high yet, but I think it's coming, and I think it should come at the beginning of the week. Now, the other thing I talked about is the seasonal tendency to sell Rosh Hashanah and buy Yom Kippur. That didn't happen either. And I remember it didn't happen last year either, because I think one of the titles to my video was, so we didn't sell Rosh Hashanah. Right? I think you can look it up on my YouTube channel. But anyway, so we didn't do it last year. We didn't do it this year. Does that mean we sell Yom Kippur? Well, not necessarily. It's definitely not enough to hang your hat on. Like I say all the time with seasonalities, they're great background, but you still need the technicals to back them up. And I am all for putting as many things on my side as possible, whether it's seasonality, whether I loved when a long time ago, wow, I can't believe I'm talking like this, 10 years ago, really not a long time ago, people were talking about, oh, and did you hear this company uses astrology, and there was a charting program that you could track the moon phases, and people would make fun of that, and I'm like, well, why not? Right? Technical analysis is the study of the past to predict the future. So I don't care what it is. And I never got into the moon phases. I never got into astrology. Maybe I should have, right? But the point I'm trying to make is if something can help you with your predictive powers and you can put the odds more in your favor, right? Because nothing is perfect. But if you can continue to stack the odds in your favor and that will lead to you making more money, I am all for it. Okay, I remember Maria Bartiromo, I'll butcher her name, Maria Bartiromo, I think I butchered her name. Anyway, her hairstyle and how Greenspan was holding the briefcase, all this stuff. Now, granted, that's a little silly, but stuff like the cycles of the moon and astrology, really not that crazy when you think about it, right? They are repeating tendencies that have been going on for, centuries at this point, right? Or, I don't know, more. Millenniums. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for new highs. Again, not overly confident that we start a new leg, but I still think the Dow is going to hit that all-time high, and we crossed that line, that little threshold. Dow did hit new relative highs, but not new all-time highs, and I think they're coming. Russell looks a little coiled here, but it looks like the Russell can move higher. Mid-caps look like they're ready to probe the highs, and then here's the NASDAQ. So we'll see what happens here. NASDAQ looks more coily. Well, the Russell too, but this one looks a little bit, my little trend line fetish that I have, you can really draw the lines in here. Okay, so just looking to see if it could break above 185 and see if we get some range expansion there. Okay. All right, so let's look at some sectors. Like I want to keep this to a quick update. There's not much going on. The semiconductors are all over the place here. KLA Tanker just not acting nice. NVIDIA acting better. Intel, yeah, just when you thought Intel was out of the woods, it rolls back down here. I mean, this is not what you want to see. You're seeing a pretty decent pullback here. Bear market territory, I mean, I guess if you're going to call 20% the bear market. Right, but definitely off the highs below the 200-day, and the 50 has now crossed below the 200-day. Yeah, I know you can't make the trade off of that, but it's a condition. In my opinion, it's like a seasonality, right? You want to look at the proper order of the moving averages, and right now you have fastest to slowest, at least in the three I'm using, right? The 21st, then the 50, and then the 200. Okay, so what's Intel? So I got an email from Chuck this week. He thanked me for this GNCR or GNRC, sorry, if I could pronounce it right. He didn't get it because he didn't buy it pre-market, and it did pop and drop, but he did write me, and I didn't write him back because I don't know why. I usually write everybody back, but he wanted me to take a look at a stock and the banks. So first I'm going to look at the banks, and the banks, they were nibbling at this resistance trying to get through, and instead they rolled over. So watch to see what happens at 107. If this falls flat here, then it could be a quick test down to the 103 area. Bank of America back below its 200-day moving average, or sitting right on it at least. JP Morgan acting better than Bank of America. Citigroup coiling up. See what it's going to do from here. Right, you got Citigroup here. Right, it's not really a great coil up here, but looks like it's an okay line down here. Goldman Sachs, yeah, just. I mean, the financials are just not acting that great here. And can the market rally without the financials? I mean, the answer is yes, but usually it doesn't really go that far. Here's the broker-dealer, right, acting a little bit better than it was. Here's Morgan Stanley. Here's Interactive Brokers. Yeah, so Interactive Brokers broke down. Now it's come back. If it kisses 60 goodbye, look for a rollover back to 55. All right, how about the biotechs first? Okay, yeah, the biotechs pull back, holding the 50-day moving average for now. Here's Biogen, just, yeah, sideways, no reason to look at it. Here's Gilead, which is having a coil setting up here. So we want to watch to see what that does. How about Caterpillar? Watch the 200-day. John Deere, the same thing. John Deere has a little tight coil under the 200-day. So will it run into resistance and roll over like we saw with the banks? The banks didn't do it necessarily with the 200, but they did it with resistance. So will we run into resistance and roll over, or will we push it through here on John Deere? Glamour stocks, Amazon, still looking okay, hanging around the 2,000 number here or there. What's 30 points between friends, right? Coiled up. Again, could Amazon get a nice pullback? Yes. Will it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling about shorting monster bull markets. It's just ridiculous. I see people time and time again. No, that's it. It can't go any further. Well, do you understand the valuation? And do you understand? Yeah, great. It doesn't mean that the trend isn't the dominant factor here, which it always is. A trend is much more likely to continue than it is to reverse. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Here's Apple. Watch to see what it does if it retests 230. Here's Alphabet. Yeah, Alphabet coiled up. And Alphabet, this little fake out up and now down. I want to watch to see what happens with this one, because this is an interesting pattern here. If we drop down out of this, look for a test of that 200-day moving average coming up. Here's the Zuck book. Yeah, looks like it wants to test those March lows. How about Netflix? Yeah, Netflix more sideways than anything, so we want to wait a little bit there before I make a call. And then here's Tesla, who has been on a bounce, been on a few-day bounce. Watch the 20 EMA for potential resistance. Bonds. Yeah, bonds look like they're headed lower, which means interest rates look to be headed higher. But remember, the trend is more likely to continue than reverse. I mean, you can't really reverse a range except inside the range. But I mean, so basically we're just sideways here on the bonds. So, I mean, it looks like we're headed lower, like I said, but more or less we're more in a range here. Here's gold. A lot of people trying to pick a bottom in gold. I don't see it. I do not see it. I think it's going to the December 2016 lows. I just do not see the low in gold just yet. And oil continues to be sloppy. So, recap. I think we're going higher. We did not sell Rosh Hashanah. Does that mean we sell Yom Kippur? Can't hang a hat on that, right? It's just a seasonality, a seasonal background, and it would be reversing the seasonality, which is even weirder. But I do think the Dow is going to hit new highs. The markets still look good, still strong trends. It's okay to pause, it's okay to rest, it's okay to pull back. It just gives the late to the party money or fresh money a chance to get back in. The stock that Mr. Chuck asked me to look at is Green Sky Inc. Now, I'm not going to give a recommendation on this because that's not what I do, and I have no idea what Chuck or or your personal risk tolerance or anything like that. All I can do is some technical analysis on it. So it looks like a relative new issue. I had never heard of this stock before, which means I guess I'm not really in the know. But let's see. Let's look at the volume to make sure it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's a little low, but not crazy. Right, where are you? Come on. How come you're doing this? Why are you doing this to me? All right, here we go. There we go. So it averages, 1.4. It's not that bad. Right, you can see Friday had a kind of crappy volume though. So I guess if you draw the trend lines on it, I mean, Wednesday's this big mamaluk of a candle, right? But let's see. See if we could take this maybe, and no, it doesn't look like we can do that. Hold on one second. Let me delete this, grab this. I'm going to take this big, if I take this big wick out, you got a coil like this, a triangle. So wait for it to break one way or the other. I really don't have a strong opinion on this one, except that it's coiled up. So I would wait for the first break and then look to take advantage that way. All right. Any questions? Tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Hope I kept it short today. It looks like it's running on 11 and a half minutes. I really want to do it in 7, but that's okay. If you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit subscribe and smash that bell to get updates whenever a video is uploaded. Have a great trading week. I'll talk to you in the intra-week updates at attackthemarkets.com or in next week's video.